Hey everybody, how's it going? Aaron Rift here, along with good old JM, Jeff Meacham. We are here for the WWE Elimination Chamber predictions. How are you doing today, Jeff?
Not pay-per-view predictions, because it's not a pay-per-view, despite what WWE is saying. It's only on the network here in the United States. I think for the rest of the world, it's like on, I think it's on Sky. Whatever thing it is overseas. But here, we have it on the network. So if you don't have the $9.99 subscription, you're cut out this week.
And if you have a 56K dial-up still, then you need to get up to date. You need to get with the times.
56K. Oh my God, that's good stuff.
So we got another show coming up just 2 weeks after the Payback pay-per-view.
Yeah, I look like I was just here. I feel like I was just here taping around the shows.
Well, that's because you were.
That's because I was. It feels it's just going one after the other. I'm staying busy. I love it.
And then we got Money in the Bank 2 weeks after.
2 weeks after that, yeah.
So yeah, very busy time here in the wrestling industry.
Yes.
Make sure you stay tuned to NoDQ.com for the very latest. But enough of that. Let's get to the predictions here. Let's start off with the Kickoff pre-show. At this point, there's no pre-show match, but I'm assuming they'll probably add something just like they did at Payback. They added that extra match with R-Truth and Stardust.
Right.
They'll probably add something, but who knows? It's not really relevant.
So is the interview segment going to be on the main show then? Or?
It's for the pre-show.
It is on the pre-show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, it's Miz TV with special guest Daniel Bryan.
Well, because there is no really kickoff show because the pay-per-view is not being broadcast on pay-per-view, so there's no free kickoff on YouTube, whatever. It's just being part of the package deal, I guess. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Miz TV with Daniel Bryan. He's going to plug the DVD, that's obvious, which if you saw on after Raw, they had a first look. I like the fact that they're showing old stuff on this DVD. They've got his tryout match. Him and, I forget his partner's name, and then awful. I just watched last night against Brian Kendrick and Lance Cade. Back when he was Garrison Cade, I guess. Right. But it was 4 Shawn Michaels students in Austin, Texas, at their live SmackDown event. You can even tell it's on not on the regular broadcast. The time clock is on the thing on the match. But I think it was really cool. I think he won't go too much beyond predicting how the DVD is going to do because we don't know how he is right now.
Right.
There's no real set timetable for his return, if any.
Yeah.
So I think having a guy come on a pay-per-view broadcast to plug a DVD seems like a waste of time.
Well, also keep in mind Tough Enough's coming back, so they could tie.
Oh, he's not Tough Enough.
That's
True. He's not Tough
They'll
Enough.
They'll probably mention that.
And Miz was like a graduate of Tough Enough, so
and it's a way to get Miz back on TV too.
Well, yeah, because he ain't done shit.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So yeah, that's the kickoff show, and then we have the main card here. First off, we have Neville versus Bo Dallas, which was officially confirmed on Raw this week.
Right.
And to me, this is just going to be a filler match. This is a match where I fully suspect Neville to win this one, and this will hopefully be a quick feud because I'm not really feeling it at all. What do you think?
I'm not either, and it sucks because these guys had a great program in NXT when Bo was NXT champion and Neville was challenging him back when he was Adrian Neville. But the program on Raw and on SmackDown feels forced. Like they're not. Bo's just trying to inspire everybody and trying to motivate Neville to be better than he can be, and Neville's freaking great on his own, okay? He doesn't need any motivation. He's been great since we saw him at Gorilla back in the day, and he needs a win. Neville needs a win. He's been having solid matches but coming up short, and most of the feud with Barrett and most of his stuff, so he needs to come up with a big win on pay-per-view, and Bo Dallas is the type of talent where he could get Neville over by just beating the crap out of him, and then Neville pulls off the win. Yeah. So I agree with you. I think Neville's going to pull this one off. Yeah,
I'd really like to see something different with Bo Dallas. I think this character is really played out at this point. And now we have New Day basically doing the same kind of gimmick, the phony good guy.
The phony positivity.
Yeah.
At least he shaved that beard, though.
Yeah, but that's the thing. He should have let it grow out and then team up with
Join
his
the
brother.
Wyatt family.
Yeah, that's what I really think he should do at this point. But that's beside the point. I think Neville's easily going to...
Well, considering Bray has no match Sunday, maybe he'll get involved.
I doubt that, but we'll see. All right, so moving on here, the triple threat match for the Divas title. Paige versus Naomi versus Nikki Bella. You know what? The fact that Neville versus Bo Dallas is such a random match, I would actually like to see the Divas match perhaps be the opener or something different where it's actually positioned as an important match. And you can have Neville versus Bo Dallas be that typical
opener
5-minute bathroom break match between the two big matches.
Right.
You know, why not kick it off with the Divas match and give them a good 15 minutes and let them shine?
Well, I said on the show, whatever it was last week or the week before, you put it up for me about, give Divas a chance and, let the Divas shine. And I got flack for that because I hadn't watched Monday's Raw and seen Paige's return. And I got so much hate mail for the digs on Paige. And you know what? She has been a solid... She's been solid since she came back and has had good interviews and had a decent match last week on the show. But this past Monday night, her match to me I thought was awful. It's my opinion. Could have been a lot better. It may have been Tamina's fault. I don't know. But as far as what you said, having them be I say they should give them a chance every time they are on pay-per-view for a championship. It's not pay-per-view, but you know what I mean. A special show. Big event. If they're going to let these girls actually go and have a solid 10-minute plus match, then I think we'll see a solid retention by Nikki. If it's going to be a quick one and out or a few minutes and out, then the title probably change hands.
Well, I'm thinking that Paige is going to win the title here because she just came back and she lost on Raw. And I just sense that Nikki's title reign has gone on for a long time now. I think it's time for
Survivor Series, that's true.
I think it's time for Paige to win it and bring up some of the NXT divas and get this division rolling again.
But do they really need Paige to be that champion to face the NXT girls when they come up? Why can't Nikki do it? She's been champion a while, I grant you that. But she has improved. I said this on the show, I did. She's improved so much in the last 18 to 24 months of working solidly that she's a decent champion when they let her be.
Well, I suppose you could have Nikki win and then have one of the NXT divas come up and beat her to win the title. That might actually be a better idea.
Raw or something.
Yeah, you could do that.
There you go.
So you're going with Nikki to retain?
I'm going Nikki to retain, at least on Sunday.
This is a tough call. I mean, I think I'm going to go with Paige, but I think Nikki could definitely retain here.
It's up in the air.
Up in the air, yeah. All right, let's move on here to the champion versus champion match. John Cena versus Kevin Owens. The U.S. title is not on the line in this match, and even if the title was on the line, my prediction was going to be John Cena, and even though the title's not on the line at this point, I still think John Cena is going to win. I think that Kevin Owens could benefit from beating John Cena, but at the same time, he laid out John Cena both shows leading up to this pay-per-view. He's gotten the best of Cena twice now. And I don't think that Vince is going to allow the cash cow to lose to the NXT guy. I don't believe it's going to happen, and I think John Cena is the safe pick. What do you think about this one?
If the rumors I keep hearing were true and Triple H is actually booking now, I totally disagree with you. I would say that Kevin would win the match Sunday. But Vince is still in charge. Vince is still doing primary booking on the main shows. So, yes, I agree with you. John Cena will retain his dignity, retain his honor, and beat the evil bastard Kevin Owens and send him back scurrying back to NXT to defend the championship against
Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe, exactly. Or
any number of people.
Any number of people. I mean, right now Finn Balor's number one contender, but that's already been taped, so we don't need to.
Yeah, I think if anybody from NXT is going to beat John Cena, it'll be somebody like Finn Balor or even Sami Zayn. Well, Sami Zayn's going to be gone for a while, but right. I'm sensing it's either going to be Finn Balor or somebody else, maybe even Sting. I talked about this in my videos, possibly doing that match for SummerSlam. I just don't think John Cena's going to look weak and lose any matches at this point until they have a decisive person that they want to beat John Cena.
Sting be the guy, I tell you.
So we're both going with Cena then?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't like it because I like Kevin, and I like his character, but they can't have Cena lose to the NXT champion. They just can't.
Should be a really good match. And this is going to be easily the biggest match of Kevin Owens' career.
Right. Oh, so. Definitely.
All right, so we have the 2 Elimination Chamber matches. The first one for the tag team titles, Los Matadores versus the Primetime Players versus the Ascension versus the Lucha Dragons versus Cesaro and Tyson versus... Did I say Cesaro and Tyson versus the New Day?
Some combination of the New Day.
Yeah, I'm getting mixed up here. There's just so many teams.
There's 12 guys at least in this match.
2 in each pod.
It's going to be... Now, you've seen the Chamber in person.
Yeah.
Are those pods big enough for 2 people?
Barely.
Barely? Okay. I want so bad to believe that one of the 5 challenging teams is going to win the title. Even the Matadors, honest to God. But I think they've stacked the deck against the New Day so much that the New Day has to win to show how solid and how dominant they really are.
I agree. And I'm guessing that the third guy on the outside will somehow manage to get involved. And
we know the Chamber is susceptible to outside interference. Evolution proved that.
Yep.
So anything can... Vince always said, the entire time he was announced, anything can happen in WWE, WWF, and I think that somehow, some way, the New Day will retain.
Yeah. In these types of situations where the odds are stacked against them, the champions somehow manage.
Especially the heel champions, they manage to sneak away with a victory.
Yeah, so I agree with you. I think the New Day is going to rise above and stay positive and win the tag team titles, or retain the tag team titles. Excuse me.
It's okay.
All right, moving on here to the IC title match, the Elimination Chamber for the vacant IC title currently held by Vacant.
That's right.
We have King...
Follow him on Twitter.
Yes, we have King Barrett versus R-Truth versus Ryback versus Sheamus versus Rusev versus Lana's new squeeze, Dolph Ziggler.
Up until
this week, I thought it was going to be either Ziggler or Sheamus winning.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Up until this week's Raw, I would have said Ziggler or Sheamus. But with the whole Rusev being rejected again and having to show weakness to try to get Lana back, I think he's going to go in there and just tear shit up. He was a dominant U.S. champion, and I think WWE wants to keep the belt on him to be the dominant Intercontinental champion.
Yeah, I'm sensing a swerve here. I'm sensing Lana's going to turn on Ziggler, and her and Rusev are going to stay together at least for a little bit longer. And not have the breakup just yet.
Despite what you read on about them wanting her to be the top diva.
Well, I think that's going to be the eventual plan, but I'm thinking that they're going to stay together at least for a little bit longer, and the breakup will be gradual, won't be so sudden like it's been the past few weeks.
Right.
That's just what I'm sensing. It just seems like something's going on.
It wouldn't surprise me in the slightest, honestly.
Yeah, so I'm thinking Rusev's going to win the title here. I'm thinking that's...
As am I.
I mean, I suppose there might be no swerve and Ziggler wins. I don't feel like Sheamus is going to win at this point. Just doesn't seem like he's being positioned to be a top force in WWE right now. It seems, Rusev had... How many segments did they have on Raw dedicated to Rusev and Lana? Like 3 or 4 segments on that show.
Yeah.
So in terms of the person who's getting the TV time and getting the focus, I think it's going to be Rusev.
Right.
All right, so we both agree on Rusev for that one.
We're agreeing on a lot again.
Yeah, except for the Divas match.
All
right, so we have the WWE title match, the main event. Seth Rollins defending against Dean Mother Effin Ambrose. This should be a really good match. Hell in a Cell was an awesome match between those two, and I'm expecting the same here. As far as who wins this one, I think Rollins is the obvious choice, and here's what I think is going to happen. People have been asking me about Roman Reigns. Where does he fit into this pay-per-view? He's not currently scheduled for a match as of this recording. What I think is going to happen is I think you're going to have the typical outside interference from Kane and J&J, and Roman Reigns is going to come out, and there's going to be an accident, and Reigns is going to accidentally cost Ambrose the match. I mean, in the storyline, they've been way too friendly, too buddy-buddy.
Right.
And I feel like something's going to happen there, and it's going to lead to an eventual Reigns versus Ambrose match. And, we got Money in the Bank coming up, so I'm thinking, maybe both of them will be in, and then they'll do like a singles match at Battleground, something like that. But I just sense Roman's going to be a factor in costing Ambrose the match. What do you think?
I absolutely wholeheartedly agree, and that's odd, but it is the way it is. Roman has been too involved in Seth's championship reign thus far to not be involved in the match on Sunday.
Yeah.
Roman's got to be involved somehow, and yeah, probably cost Dean the championship some way. He might throw an errant Superman punch, or might get caught in the crosshairs. It's a spear or something. You just never know what's going to happen with Roman Reigns. He is an unpredictable X factor in any match he's involved in. So for him to be the odd man out of the Shield that's in this match, he's going to make himself known, and he's going to find a way to accidentally cost Dean the championship, like you said. And I think Rollins is going to be champion until at least SummerSlam.
Yeah.
So for him to lose the championship now would be detrimental to his reign.
Unless Ambrose won it and then lost it back at the next show, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Like I said, that'd be detrimental to the reign. Rollins has to have a good, long run, WrestleMania to SummerSlam, like the old days, like they used to. Without the pay-per-views in between, that's the thing. There's 4 or 5 shows in between the 2 shows now, so they're always having to do something different. But I think to have Rollins be champion and show that he wasn't just a flash of the pan that took Lesnar out and pinned Roman for the championship, not Brock at WrestleMania, for him to go on to SummerSlam and go in as champion will show that, once again, the Authority did what was best for business.
Yep. So we're both going with Seth Rollins to retain.
Yes.
And that'll do it for our predictions for WWE Elimination Chamber this Sunday live on the WWE Network for just $9.99. NoDQ.com has got you covered with the latest news, rumors, and of course, live results coverage. I'll be tweeting twitter.com/NoDQDOTCOM. Maybe we'll hear from Jeff as well. What's your Twitter handle again?
_Jeff Meacham, one word.
Yeah, so follow Jeff on Twitter, follow the NoDQ account, stay tuned for the latest, and we'll see you guys next time. And the WWE GM interrupts the very end. Good job.
That's right.